Are you enjoying the game today, too? Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are dialing the clock way, way back. We're leaving behind the 4K textures and ray tracing of today.
And heading straight for 1986.
Exactly. We're talking about a time when one single perfect mechanic could define a whole game. We're diving deep into Tecmo's puzzle action masterpiece, Solomon's Key.
Or Saruma no Kage. And this one is, it's an absolute legend, a cornerstone of the Famicom library for sure.
We get a great set of sources for this one, covering the arcade version and, of course, the Famicom release from July 30th, 1986, which came out at almost the same time.
Right. They're often called sister works because the development was so parallel. And because of that, we're going to focus mainly on the Famicom version. It's really the one that cemented the game's legacy.
And what a legacy. This game is pure 8-bit creativity. It's this perfect, sometimes infuriating blend of twitchy action reflexes and really deep puzzle solving.
You really can't succeed with just one or the other. You have to use both parts of your brain.
Oh, I remember that feeling. I can still feel the controller sweat in my hands playing this as a kid. It felt physically impossible sometimes. You'd spend like half an hour on one screen planning every single block, and then you'd miss a jump by a single pixel, and Dana just plummets.
Oh, the pain is real. But that difficulty, that precision, it's all part of the design. And it's wrapped in this great classic fantasy story.
Right, before we get to the pixel-perfect jumps, let's set the stage. Who are we playing as?
We play as Dana, a young wizard. And the story is, well, it's classic 80s fantasy fare.
Go on.
So, long ago, the great King Solomon used his magic book, which was called Solomon's Key, to seal away all the world's evil spirits.
And he locked them in the Constellation Palace, right? Which is such a cool name.
A very cool name. It's a labyrinth where every room is named after a star sign. But then, of course, some fool finds the book, opens it, and just unleashes total chaos.
There's always one.
Always one. So Dana is sent by King Utora from the Lilac Fairy Garden to go into the palace and get the book back. Seal the evil.
And that's where the real magic of the game comes in. The controls seem simple. You move, you jump, you can crouch.
Yeah, very standard stuff.
But the core mechanic, the Juna or block replacement magic, it's just genius.
It absolutely is. It's Dana's one big trick, and it's the heart of the entire game. He can create or destroy a stone block.
But only in a very specific spot, right?
Exactly. Directly in front of him or diagonally below him. And only if the space is empty. It sounds so restrictive, but it's incredibly versatile.
Versatile is the word. It's your ladder, your shield, your weapon, your everything. You build little staircases to cross gaps, you wall off enemies.
Or you can even use a block to shield yourself from fireballs that some enemies shoot.
But just as important as making blocks is destroying them.
For sure. You can use the magic again on a block you made to make it vanish. But for the ones that are already there, the pre-existing blocks, you have to hit them with your head.
Twice. That double headbutt jump.
That little move is a skill you absolutely have to master. So many secrets are hidden behind those blocks.
I remember just practicing that jump over and over. It sounds so simple, but when you've got a ghoul shuffling towards you, trying to time two perfect headbutts feels terrifying.
It creates this incredible tension, and you're always fighting the clock, that life counter at the top.
Which was called bonus in the arcade version.
Right. And one single hit from anything and you're done. It's instant. So combat isn't really the focus.
No, not at all. Dana's a builder. He's not a fighter. He has a fireball attack, the Fesso, but you almost never have any.
It's such a limited resource. You get one shot for every Manda's urn you find, and those are often hidden or really hard to get to.
And there are two types, the regular blue ones and the rare red ones that pierce through enemies.
But the game is clearly telling you, don't fight, think. The fireballs are for emergencies only. You're meant to solve these rooms with your brain and your blocks.
Which is why it's so good. But before we get into the famous difficulty, there are a few key differences between the Famicom version and the arcade original.
Yeah, and the Famicom version is actually, you could argue, a little bit kinder to the player.
Kinder. Solomon's Key.
I know. But listen, the arcade version had two enemies they cut for the home console. First was a slime that could just phase right through the blocks you create.
Oh no, that just breaks the main rule of the game.
It's terrifying. And even worse was a hostile wizard enemy that could use the block replacement magic against you.
Wait, what? It could destroy your path.
It could erase your hard work in a second. Imagine building a perfect bridge and poof, the wizard just zaps it away. It would completely change the game.
Wow. It would turn it from a careful puzzle into like a chaotic reaction test.
Exactly. So by removing those, the Famicom version really sharpens the focus. It's all about you mastering the environment and the fixed enemy patterns, which brings us to its reputation.
The difficulty. 50 stages of just what the sources call a hardcore, stout-boned stage game.
And it is steep, for sure, but the design is so good. It's never, ever random. Every enemy moves in a fixed, predictable way.
So when you fail, and you will fail a lot, it's always your fault. You mess up the timing, you didn't plan your route back, or you just couldn't pull off the dot unit precision required.
And that's what makes it so rewarding. When you finally clear a room that felt impossible an hour ago, that feeling is just incredible. The solutions are so open-ended.
Yeah, you could try to just run and jump through with pure action skills, or you can get clever.
Right. You can trap enemies, or even use enemies that destroy blocks to, say, clear an obstacle on the other side of the room you can't reach. The freedom is amazing.
But even with this brutal difficulty, Tecmo put in some really kind design choices.
Oh, they did. Stage 1 is a perfect tutorial, but the big one, the really critical one, is what happens when you die.
If you grab the key to open the door,
Then you die before you reach the door.
you keep the key when you restart.
That is a game changer. It's monumental. It means your progress matters, and it makes trial and error so much less punishing.
And then there's the ultimate gift to us poor 8-bit kids. The infinite continue secret.
Which wasn't even a secret. It was printed right in the game's manual, so it's more of a feature. It lets you just keep trying those tough stages.
But Tecmo still had to put one last roadblock in there, didn't they?
Of course, even with infinite continues, once you get to stage 42 on the Famicom, if you die, you get sent back to stage 41.
A gatekeeper stage.
A true gatekeeper. It's the game saying, okay, practice time is over. Only true masters get to see the end.
We also have to mention the atmosphere. The graphics were great for the time, really colorful, and the music.
The music is legendary. It's catchy, but it's also calm and atmospheric. It never distracts you from the deep thinking you need to do, which is perfect.
Okay, so speaking of design, here's where things get complicated. For a game that demands so much pure skill, the scoring system is kind of a mess.
It's the game's biggest, most debated flaw. Tecmo tried to do something really ambitious called the GDV, the Game Deviance Value.
Game Deviance Value. That sounds very scientific for 1986.
It was their attempt to mathematically measure a player's actual skill, using a bunch of different factors, not just the score you see on the screen.
So what did it measure?
Well, the GDV had, I think, 37 variable points. Only 5 of those were from your score. The other 32 were for things like how fast you cleared stages, if you used fireballs, collecting hidden items, things that show mastery.
So the secret GDV score was a great measure of skill, but the public high score, the one everyone chases, that's where it all falls apart.
It completely breaks down, and the reason is massive item inflation.
Meaning some items are worth way, way too many points.
Exactly. You find a hidden sphinx or a crane late in the game, and you get 100,000 points. Instantly.
And you said the score part of the GDV maxes out at 500,000, right? So you find a few of those big ticket items and you've maxed out the score portion of the skill rating, even if you played terribly everywhere else.
Precisely. The visible high score becomes a measure of who found the treasure, not who solved the puzzles. It's a total disconnect.
Which leads us to the infamous Princess exploit. And yes, they misspelled princess in the stage title.
A classic bit of gaming history. So that stage has a hidden crane item worth 100,000 points. And players figured out you can grab it, then intentionally die, respawn, and grab it again, over and over.
You're kidding. So the high score chase isn't about clearing rooms, it's about life management on one specific level.
It becomes a metagame about farming points. It's a huge controversy for score chasers because it proves the leaderboard isn't about skill at all. It's a tiny crack in an otherwise flawless design.
But here's where the design gets deep again. Because just clearing the 50 rooms, that's not the real goal.
No, not at all. The true replayability comes from hunting the true ending, and that requires a level of mastery far beyond just getting to the exit door.
This is where basically it turns into an RPG quest.
Absolutely. To get the true ending, Dana has to find all 8 hidden Solomon seals, these little hexagonal panels tucked away in certain stages.
And it's not just the seals. You also need the constellation panels to find your way.
That's right. Collecting the seals and finding these constellation clues opens up secret stages. And inside those secret stages are the 2 missing pages of the spell.
The pages for space and time.
The very same. Once you have all 8 seals and both pages, only then do you get access to the final room to rescue Princess Lihita, the imprisoned fairy princess.
That's just fantastic depth for an 8-bit action puzzler. It encourages you to go back and master every single room.
It was a huge hit, so naturally it got sequels.
Let's talk about the family tree. First up was Solomon's Key 2, Coolman Island Rescue Mission for the Famicom in '92.
And remember to read that as 2. This sequel was a really big change. It stripped out almost all the action and platforming.
So it was just a pure puzzle game?
Pretty much. Instead of stone blocks, Dana used ice blocks that would slide, changing the physics completely.
I bet that was divisive for fans of the original.
Very. It was seen as a great puzzle game on its own, but a lot of people felt it wasn't a true sequel because it abandoned that action puzzle hybrid identity.
There was also a really good port for the Sega Master System in 1988, Solomon's Key, Princess Lihita's Tears.
Yeah, that one was based on the Famicom version, but added a password system, which was a lifesaver. And if you had the FM sound chip, the music was even better and longer.
And then things get weird with the Game Boy Color game, Sun, from 2000. It's a crossover.
A crossover with Monster Rancher, of all things.
What?
Yep. Characters from Monster Rancher like Cox and monsters like Mochi and Suezo show up. It uses the block puzzle gameplay as a way to collect monsters. It's a very strange and fascinating piece of Tecmo history.
Looking back, this game really defines what Tecmo was all about back then. They made these high-concept, brilliantly designed games long before they were known for things like Dead or Alive.
It's just a perfectly complete game. You can't add or take away any single element without fundamentally changing it. The sources put it right up there with Tetris or Pac-Man for that reason. It's minimalist perfection.
And its legacy is that it still challenges people today. It asks for a kind of patience and planning that's rare now. It's amazing that one simple mechanic can support 50 stages of such complex, brain-twisting puzzles.
It forces you to think like a wizard but move like an action hero. If you're looking for a game that truly rewards you for figuring it out, for that aha moment, this is it. That feeling of finally solving a room is just, it's unbeatable.
Will the game be fun tomorrow too? Have a nice game.